please let's not abuse the points. Every GA has this issue, so let's not abuse the points of premises. And in order to keep the meeting flowing, if you start becoming off topic or on your opinion, I'm going to politely ask you to stop, okay? So please understand it's not personal, just to keep, everybody can get on stack. You have 2 minutes to speak when it's your time. We're going to have a stack keeper. Who's going to keep stack?
You're a volunteer.
Yeah, I can keep stack if somebody has something to write on.
Okay, so we will have a new stack for each agenda item. And ultimately, again, remember you have 2 minutes. And remember, like I said, the points are not to argue something. The point is to ask for clarification or something like that. Are everybody okay? And then here's the one that we never want to see. This is when we vote for something where we say hard block. So we say yay, nay, abstention, or hard blocks. If you go like this and you go hard block, what you are saying is that this is so severe that it would make me walk away. Okay? In the process of having a hard block, what's supposed to happen is whoever's making the block, or the people who are making the block, they have 2 minutes to explain why, and then people may respond to that, and then at that point we take another vote. So we do that. At the third time for voting, it's 90%. It goes down from 100 consensus to 90. Okay? Is everybody good with that?
Direct response. That's direct response. Direct response. The hand signal for direct response.
A direct response?
Wasn't there something like that?
No. If you have, like for example, like say, my friend here asked if, do we have enough tents, or I think we need to get tents, blah blah blah. You could, as a point, say I have 3 tents. Okay.
I think this is actually, if somebody says like I would like Bob Stein, and then Bob has the right to respond immediately. That's the direct response. If somebody feels like they're talking about me,
the important thing is to all respect each other, to let each other speak and not interrupt them. Okay? To try not to let get our emotions. This is can sometimes be contentious work. We're all here for the same reason. I think we all love each other. Okay? So let's try to let any negative energy go. Let's make this a really positive day. Okay? Everybody okay? Yes.
Point of clarification. From what I understand, though, on a hard block, I've not heard of a hard block being addressed and dealt with on that same issue. I thought they were given a full day to actually come up with the explanation.
But they have meetings every single day.
Correct, that's what I'm saying.
We can't wait for a whole month to resolve an issue.
No. But my point is to somebody who has a hard block, for whatever reason it may be, is very serious to them.
Yeah.
And to not allow them forthright enough time to make their case.
No, actually, if you have a hard block, you need to give them 5 minutes to go and talk to other people to see if they can agree with each other or find an alternative, and give them time to talk to each other and then go back.
They should have a full time to explain and have time to discuss. That's what everybody else does across the country. They don't force it in 5 minutes.
We don't have.
We can go 1 week. We can go one. What's one? One's okay. A week is plenty. They only usually give them 3 days, 100% consensus, and then on the third day it goes 90%, but we don't meet every day. So the next GA is 7 days. That's plenty of time. Because otherwise,
Let's make that our first agenda item on the thing. Okay?
That's fair.
We have 2 proposals. Sure. Go ahead.
Do you want to explain what the positives are to a block?
The positives to a block would be that if you see something, for example, people wanted to advocate violence, or say somebody wanted to do something that's damaging to the movement, that would be a really good reason to make a hard block. Okay? If the group is talking about doing something that's going to put other people in danger, for example, some kind of civil disobedience, you need to make it, and it puts the whole group in danger. They have a right to hard block as well. I mean, you can hard block anything, but some GAs, they have a lot of people who hard block, and it becomes really difficult to get things done, or they move more quickly so that this doesn't become a repeated issue every week and have everybody stewing on it for 7 days. So that's kind of where we're at. So I think, yes.
Hey, just talk about the process. It sounds like you're going into a great deal of detail. Would this be better addressed in an article or something posted on the site so that we can then go ahead and...
I'm sorry.
Would it be better to address this in an article or something offline other than the meeting because until and unless we've seen the number of hard blocks
I wonder if this is the best way to handle it at this time, rather than just moving on to the rest of the business.
You know,
Do you want me to repeat what he said? I think
why
I
don't
understand.
you decide for themselves? Yeah.
The people that can't hear, I think what he's saying is it might be a good idea if we all understand it ahead of time so you don't have to repeat it every time. But I think the problem with that would be that then the people that are new, that didn't go see it, are kind of left out of the process. So you kind of do have to go through the, on my understanding, you have to go through that, what Tracy's doing every time.
Before we get started on all this, I see negative discussion. Talking as we introduce ourselves and say who we are, and we're all here for common purpose, and you know, let's make it a party and a real come together.
Okay, so we have two proposals. The first proposal is as follows.
Are we formally started in the meeting?
Oh yes.
Okay, the other positive of blocks is that when you, at least in software architecture, the way that you come up with a really good product or a really good solution is that you have what's called an iterative process. So the block, what it does is it helps you to make known what the problems are that you can see so that we can improve those and then move on with an even better solution. So there is a constructive use of blocking, but make sure that you have something constructive to add, not just a personal reason. So
Yeah, you have to have an excuse for your block. You have to be able to explain why you're blocking. All right, the first proposal was that we have two proposals. Let me read them first. So it's both over there. First one is that we have a hard block. Some people step aside and talk about it. Everybody here takes a little couple-minute bathroom break. We talk to them, and then we bring it back up to a vote again. Okay? And then if it doesn't pass that time, we talk some more, and then we bring it back to a vote the third time. But after the third time, you go down to 90% consensus. Otherwise, the problem with the blocks is one person can hold up the whole group. That is unfortunate, and that's why they've gone to the 90% rule. So the first proposal is that we handle this all in one day. Okay, that's the first proposal. And the second proposal is that we wait a week between. So all those in favor of settling the problem in one day, raise your hands. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Any hard blocks? Okay. How many people for the second proposal, which is that we wait a week to deal with these things? Say yes?
Yes.
Nays? Hard blocks? So are we going with 1 week? Right.
is that an actual consensus, or is it usually if we're going to have it? I think so.
Well, no, we just put the two proposals. So now we have two proposals, and the first, only one of those proposals got enough votes to be carried on. So the first proposal again is, do we handle this in 1 week? So let's take a vote on it, and then what we do is if anybody hard blocks it, then we have to talk about it.
The first proposal was we handle it today.
Yeah, but we have more votes for the first proposal than the second. So that now advances to be the proposal we vote on. And this is not a straw poll. This is an actual final vote. Okay? And so to resolve it in 1 week, everybody who says yes, raise their hands.
Wait, in 1 week.
I'm sorry.
The proposal is the first proposal, which is to solve any hard blocks within 1 week.
1 week.
1 week. No, wait, same day. Excuse me, same day. Say it wrong. Yeah, thank you. Please call me out on anything I say wrong. Okay? How many abstentions? Any hard blocks? Are we okay? Are you sure? You can hard block if you want to.
Yeah, I'd like to hard block this so I can explain why.
All right, so he's
And
hard
you can-
blocking.
you can-
He's
you can
got 2 minutes to
override me.
explain why.
You can override me. I'm going to use it as an opportunity to try and explain my concern. If we bring a proposal from a committee forward and there's other people in other committees who aren't in that committee, but they have information that's useful to prevent some damage, for example, but they need to do some more research or be able to bring in information because they didn't really know that was coming to the meeting because they're not in the other committee. I think there needs to be some time for that person to be able to come back and explain further why they blocked, why they think it's important to notice a certain issue that might be a red flag for the proposal.
Anybody have a response or point?
Compromise proposal after the third vote, instead of going to 90%, you postpone it 1 week and take it up at the next meeting. Because then it might be so serious that it actually it would be worth it for us to research it some more.
No, but I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear it.
All right, restate your proposal.
So the proposal here then would be that, as Tracy first said, first to vote if we have a hard block. You step aside and discuss, and we do this in 2 iterations, right? Then, when it should have gone to the third vote of 90%, instead of taking that third vote immediately, we go back to the next DA to take that vote instead.
Okay, so that's the proposal. The 90% vote, it goes into effect the following week. Okay. So you do not need 100% consensus when we have our GA the next week. It goes to 90.
Okay.
Okay, so instead of the 90% vote, we'll be postponed voting to the next.
Yep.
And it would be the first vote the next time.
All right, let's vote on that. Can everybody vote?
We would like to get, and each week if we can have a teach-in, we would like to do about 5 minutes of media relations. Simple stuff, how to approach the newspapers, how to respond to contacts by somebody, where some places that people can go to. We would like to have people, every time there's an article, a newspaper, a television story, we would like to have people immediately responding to that story online because there's great access. So we want to go through things like that. Question came up, do we have within the group, does ONC have a YouTube account? Anybody know? Yes? No? We would like to start one. We've already got one great video up, and we'd like to get some more videos up. Is that yes? We have one. No. Yes, you're yes. No, okay. We agree. We agree. Okay. One of the ideas, and this is where PR, media, and direct action get a little confused. One of the ideas we had that was both PR, media, and direct action was to do some food contributions within this group. People cooking, people bringing food, and follow that contribution all the way down to Occupy San Diego. So doing it here, maybe even we go on the other idea was do it on the coaster. We all get on the train, ride down, and we do that as a group event, maybe instead of a Saturday event here. We follow some groups of food downtown. So, or we can do a coaster event separate from that, but those came up. Other idea that came up, again, a little bit of a combination of direct action, media, and PR, would be to participate in the Encinitas Holiday Parade by handing out Monopoly cards, like get out of jail free cards or chance cards. The get out of jail free cards would be designed to get bankers, Wall Street folks out of jail. The chance cards would be, hey, good day today, I didn't lose my house. So we would just hand those out make up the cards, hand those out to people in the audience with our Facebook on the back so people could check us out. I'm going to be putting together a talking points that we'll pass out next time on web access, media access, and just how to address media when you're dealing with it. The other piece we talked about, we need some banners and we need the material group to work with us. And the final suggestion, I believe, was that we try to get possibly a theater night where we see the movie Inside Job, see if we can get the La Paloma or a theater in Oceanside and invite other groups, unions, whoever, and have a movie night with donations that would go either to OSD or to us. So that's the activities of the PR, media, and everything group.
So I guess the only proposal we have to bring is that we would like media and PR to...
Correct.
Actually, 3 proposals. Actually 4 proposals. One is media, PR combined, getting the media contact list back on
what name did you guys choose? Media or public relations? Did you combine the two?
Media/PR.
I think
We did use a group that we already have and just remove another.
Yeah.
So which
PR is media relations.
So just media
I would just say PR.
or public relations.
Public relations.
Okay.
That
You are,
includes,
were you so I can put in the minutes?
I'm Carol.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we all say our names when we get up? Just sorry. Somebody else asked me to do that. I forget.
Yes,
Told
I
me.
did.
Okay,
I
I'm
did,
sorry.
and I didn't do it, thank you.
Everybody else have a point? Okay, so I cook for OSD. And I was doing it 6 nights a week. So if we want to arrange stuff to go down there, anybody who wants to do that, please let me know. Because I do go down there almost every day. I was sick this week. I had bronchitis after being out in the rain. But I will help you. I will come to your house and pick up donations. I will come and pick up food. I will come pick up raw supplies. And I also desperately would love to have anybody who's willing to either come to my house or let me come to your house where we can cook a little bit faster because it's 7-8 hours work for me before I even get on the road. So they desperately need help at dinner. I'm applauding you all for.
Can I make a suggestion? Can we do the Saturday after Thanksgiving? A lot of people will have leftovers.
Yes.
And what I'm thinking is if we could all get together that Saturday, maybe in some central place that has a nice kitchen, we'll all bring our leftovers and bring cooking things, create stuff, and then go down on the coaster that Saturday.
I
And
volunteer
then-
to make my house open. It's a small galley kitchen, but I do have a lot of big equipment, and I volunteer to bring it down by car.
Okay.
Because we have to serve out of the parking lot many times, tailgate style. We're not allowed onto the property. I literally park
Well,
across the
if we
street.
could do, what I'm thinking is we could do some people go down by car, but the coaster idea was also so people could bring individual donations, but have the song, because there'd be a lot of people on the road for Thanksgiving. So I want to have, that way a lot of people can see our, and the other thing is we were thinking about dressing up. Kids accused me of not being Halloween, not having dressed up for Halloween, so I need another dress up time. But for the Encinitas holiday parade, dress up as Scrooge, and then maybe for Thanksgiving, do some kind of turkey feathers or some things so that we're all on the coaster, we all get on, we're silent, we're not cheering, but we're holding signs up at the window, and then we'll tell the media what we're doing in advance so that they can run a bit.
That's awesome.
So that was, okay.
I think it's an excellent discussion, but maybe we should start this stack.
Oh, I'm sorry, sorry.
Okay, so you have a proposal you want to stack officially. Does your committee want to have a proposal you want to stack on the agenda?
To combine.
But yeah,
Okay.
I think we need to address the commercial media, PR, and the operating banner, PR.
Okay, and then the second proposal, based on what I'm doing here, would be that we need to organize to try to help support OSD, and yeah, on Thanksgiving weekend.
Can we do them sequentially? Can we knock out one proposal and then one?
You do whatever you want. We can do whatever we want.
Well,
Let's do that
I'm just saying that
sequentially.
it helps streamline the process
Absolutely.
and the note taking.
It's
You know,
fantastic.
later. So.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So
All right.
the first proposal is the combination.
Okay.
Media and PR.
All right. And then, okay, do we have another group to report? We have a legal group? We have a legal team?
We have two attorneys.
Okay, we need to get that information out so we
We
have.
gotta try and get them to come to actually.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
It's in the legal. I'm gonna pass out some, I haven't made the announcements, but maybe I should add it for the announcement.
Oh, we're gonna have an open stack of
Okay,
receipts.
so that means we staff.
Okay, well, I'll open stack.
Wait, you're on the staff for what? For the legal committee report? Or the
Or
staff?
for just how to find legal committee.
Okay.
So,
There's
So-
information how to find stuff on Facebook.
Sure, can you just give us, since we don't have a lawyer here, can you speak for what you know about our legal committee at this point? Next words?
We have two retired attorneys, and of course they're still able to practice in California if they need to, but what they're there really is just for legal advice, not to write contracts for us or anything like that. But they might be willing to do that. Or defend us if there's any arrests. I'm not sure if I don't think they're criminal attorneys, I think they're civil attorneys. But still, they're able to do that. They'll find somebody who can do that, they'll represent us for any arrests.
So can I add a proposal to what you're doing, please? I propose that we contact NLG, National Lawyers Guild, who stands as legal observers for all sorts of demonstrations and protests. And the National Legal Guild is the one who's working for Occupy as legal observers, and also to give you legal advice, because there are a lot of things that we think we can do that actually we can't do. The law is actually a lot stricter than we think, so I think we should, and so that's going to be my proposal, that we get someone who volunteers to try to track down somebody from the NLG.
About the truck driver who got the ticket, who is going to fight it for honking his horn. And he gave me some advice via email, but I'm going to call him. And I'll ask about, I don't know what that means. What's that? Oh, louder. Okay. Okay, we have a phone number of a National Lawyers Guild representative in Los Angeles who we've been referred to help with the truck driver who got his ticket. And we'll see if he has a reference for somebody local. Or also, I wanted to ask you the two names you have. Is one of them Michael, the guy who was here last week, because he gave his name and email address as well.
One of them is Linda, and I can't pronounce the last name, and the other one hasn't actually joined the group, but expressed wanting to join the group. So I need to get in touch with her again and urge her to join it. But she's interested. She just hasn't actually formally joined the group yet.
And then there's the name of the gentleman.
But you'll be able to see their names and communicate with them in the legal group.
Okay, there was a gentleman here last week who's also interested in helping and observing. Right. Well,
Maybe any points besides me?
I might be off base because I don't really understand the process 100%, but I thought we're going to try to take the first proposal and be done with it, so that we don't have like 4 or 5. Yeah, we go through every committee and make a list first. Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Is that okay with you?
No, yeah, that's fine. I thought we were getting. To me, it felt like we were getting off track. That's cool. That's cool.
So I will say this. Brian Peace is the. I don't want to be last.
I'm sorry. I seriously prefer set him up and knock him down.
Huh?
I really prefer set him up and knock him down.
What do you mean?
Just set him up and knock him down.
So one at a time.
Okay, then we can do that.
Each proposal
Does the group want to do that?
comes up.
All right, let's do that then. Let's do it. All right.
That's what Christina wanted.
Okay.
Makes
Sure.
sense.
Why not?
Okay. So, can I read back the first proposal on the table, which is to merge media PR, and they'll be flying under the flag PR collectively.
Okay. Can we vote on that? All approved? All against? Hard blocks? Second.
Hallelujah.
One in a row.
Okay, so can I move back to legal?
Well, we still have 3. If we want to go backwards, we still have 3 for PR, and I need to repeat it back.
Second proposal.
Thanksgiving Day, it's cooking at Tracy's house, or bringing food from your leftovers from your Thanksgiving dinner, and all joining together to either drive a caravan down or to go on the coaster down, and to wear something symbolic of Turkey Day, and to the community replace that event, that Occupy San Diego event, with what we did normally down here on Saturday. So like a Saturday after. So we would meet like sometime on Saturday morning, start cooking and plan to go down. We have to find a coaster schedule and combine it as a PR and a solidarity with that.
Okay, good point.
Marvelous ideas, really, really great. I'm just worried about food contamination, refrigeration, and that issue. I wonder if it would be wise to bring leftovers in the form of canned items or foods that haven't been prepared and refrigerated, and use that the next day. Just a suggestion. I'm afraid of food contamination without proper refrigeration, etc.
No, unfortunately, that would be the good thing to do. That would be nice to do, but we cannot cook there. So you have to ServSafe certified, so I have the ability to be able to check temperatures on food and stuff like that. If we wanted to do that, let's take that step. But we each as an individual, as long as you have your food prepped okay, you're going to bring it down there and serve it immediately. You don't want to get on cooking it and leaving it sit anywhere.
Okay, so my point of view is that I myself, as one of the evening chefs, there's 2 primary chefs. We have a third who does the 3 meals. We do have health department inspections. I've been through 2 of them already. And as a professional chef, I have the same certifications because we do have to be able to keep them. There is no kitchen. The only 2 kitchens that OSD has is mine in Lucadia and one in Encanto. And to bring down items right now that are not cooked is of no value to them right now because they have no way to process them or cook them for the group.
What I was suggesting is that we not take our table leftovers on Thanksgiving and try and combine them all and then take them down.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I mean,
don't
cook
keep
them
the
in a
temperature
central
right.
location. I'm good with that. But to deliver them same day.
Oh, well, I have hot boxes. I have ice just to keep them on.
Yeah, maybe just to simplify the point, so what I think I hear you saying is that any food that's brought down there should be freshly cooked. It should not be reheated.
It should be ready to eat.
Ready to eat,
If
but
it's
not
hot food, it
not,
must be
not
over
leftovers that have
140
been
degrees.
heated again or what have you. It has to be.
Yeah. And I mean, it has to be, the hot food has to be over 140 degrees to bring it down.
Can we just vote on the concept of doing it and then between Tracy and Kim, who are experts in this field, that they will help design the way, the formula that we do. But let's vote on that we do it and maybe agree on the timing and so forth, and that will replace our NCU's day event.
Okay, so the proposal I've got in the notes right now is to do a cook-in with Tracy's and carpool or coaster down on Black Saturday with the food to be prepped and ready to serve.
Can we vote on that? Did everybody hear the proposal? Anybody need it repeated?
The only
So
detail.
he's got to put 2.
We're talking Saturday, the day after Thanksgiving as a target, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's why I want to make sure what day we're talking about.
Sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to maybe you're confused Black Friday with Black Saturday.
I'm sorry.
Black Saturday.
It was shorthand. It was shorthand for the day after
Got it.
Friday. It's easier than writing the day after Thanksgiving.
Just want to make sure you didn't accidentally say Saturday.
Can we vote on
Actually,
that?
it's November 26th. So.
Okay. Can we vote on that, everybody? Everybody in favor of doing this in support of San Diego? Say aye. Any no's? Any abstentions? 3rd time in a row, guys. We're just booming
That's a
through
great
it.
idea. That's a really good idea.
All right, let me go get the woman. She wanted to take her order. Sorry.
Can I step away for a second? Amy Stalkers, you want to join me?
I'm down. Raving great.
Mark, wait, we want to vote on it.
Everybody, Mindy's here to take our order. All right?
That was an example of the destructive use of a hot dog. I'd like to ask, what happens to the DA?
I can't hear you.
If we were to move the Saturday activities, what happens to the DAs is my question. I'm not sure we want to move them around too much.
I would propose that we reschedule the GA to be with if we're going to have an action on Saturday as a group, then it should be either right before or after.
I politely disagree with it. I think the DA should have a fixed time so everybody knows about it, because this is our parliament, this is our democracy. Everybody should have the right to know exactly where and when the DA occurs, and that should be like clockwork.
Okay, so can we amend the proposal that we still maintain our GA that day at the normal, same bat time, same bat channel, and then we still have our action that night? Is that okay?
The only problem with that is I think I agree with the concept and if you want to have as much participation, but if we do the action on Saturday after Thanksgiving, we're going to be on the coaster going down to say we don't have no work. So I would suggest that we make sure that we have our schedule of all the GAs at least a month in advance, put it on Facebook
Yeah, what I said was that we should have them on a fixed time. Maybe we can make a compromise proposal that is allowable to essentially scratch one GA for an activity, and we keep them at the same time, but if we have another activity that could supersede the GA and we just don't have it, we don't hold it at all.
Okay, I'm sorry. That sounds like something we need to adopt at the GA level, independent of the proposal of the PR.
Okay. Sean's got a point. Sean.
No, I think actually my point's moot now. That makes a lot of sense.
So,
All right.
So we can take it there.
can we insert a proposal that says that anytime what I said 5 minutes ago?
Anytime we have an alternative action on our meeting day that we do not have a GA.
Okay.
Is that,
No, I think.
what is it?
Yeah.
Wait, were you saying that we should take that for a different discussion, not take a part of the proposal for the PR, right?
And I'm saying we've got 2 proposals, we need to break them out.
All right, let's do that. Let's
Yeah, the two of them can stand independently. I thought my proposal was the first proposal first, and then I can say
we can do straw on each, whichever one has higher votes.
Can somebody articulate correctly the proposal with the confidential GA level?
So we're proposing that on December 3rd. No.
No, the other proposal, the one about when and where GAs are held.
On November 26th.
Oh, that we're gonna, I thought that's what we were saying. That's what, they were breaking that up. That's gonna
Right.
be another one.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just need to vote on the holiday break.
Okay.
Right now, as part of the PR. And engage in some of our
Right, so the summarization for that is that on December 3rd, which is the night of the holiday parade in Encinitas, we're going to have an event there instead of doing the demonstration. And we're going to give out cards that will be put together that are kind of like Monopoly, like dress up. Like Scrooge or
Okay, so can we try to pass that proposal now? Since it's an action and it's really their committee? Yes? Can we get a feeling on that? Okay, so can we vote officially on his proposal, yay or nay? All those say yay?
Yay.
All those who say nay? All those who abstain? Any hard blocks? We're getting good at this, folks! We are getting good. All right, can we go to the next committee or are we voting
We
still
still
on?
have, technically, I think we still have 2 proposals.
One more, last one.
Okay, so my proposal is then, my revised proposal is that we keep the time for the GA constant. However, we can what do you call it?
Abstain on that?
Abstain. I can't figure out the word. We can just skip. Take a break. Skip one GA and do an activity.
What comes to mind right away is that for the Encinitas event, isn't it totally possible to still have a GA at the current time, go get dressed, come back and do the parade, and we're basically going to be doing it. It's 2 o'clock. We're done by 4 o'clock. We change our clothes and we join the parade. Because we're basically going to be all together. Because what time is the parade? So doesn't one blend into the other? So doesn't we need to not join it?
All right, I think we have Sean and then Ashley, right?
I'm sorry, didn't we have 4 proposals from PR? And I think we just did 3. Are we missing one? I don't know.
No, that wasn't actually. Sorry.
Alright, there's another PR.
Yeah, let's read off the PR proposals and just do a straw poll to determine which one goes to a vote.
The only other one was the media contest.
Yeah.
That's going on Facebook. That was the only other thing. Yeah. Well, the other thing we talked about was the movie night, but I don't think there was a proposal on that. It was the media contact list was the other thing we brought up.
All right, so you want too much to vote on whether we should establish a media contact list online.
Right. We had one. We just wondered where it went.
Okay. So what the motion is that we have a online media contact sheet on Facebook. All those in favor? Sorry.
We've got a point that actually, if I'm understanding this correctly, there was a working media contact list.
Yes.
It has since been relocated, and the proposal is to actually have the former list restored.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the vote, everybody here, the vote is to restore the media list that was apparently no longer in existence. All right, so everybody yay?
Also, does anybody have any insight into what made it happen to that list? Because
being in business most of my life, one of my most precious commodities is my media list. I don't think that it makes sense. When I saw that online, I almost had a heart attack. That's something that I think we should keep as private, kind of under lock and key, because it's eternal, because it's sensitive information. I mean, we developed that list over time, and it's a valuable list. We don't want to just give people that list that might be our opponents.
What is the list? I don't know what it is.
It's a list of media contacts.
By company or individual names?
Individual names of people who we've empowered to speak for the group.
The media contact list is basically a PR tool that every PR group or PR person or agency would have, and it lists like Aaron Kirschhorn is the assignment editor, chairman, his email address, his phone number. It's actually, in general, Sean, you're absolutely right that you were developing a very specific list for, let's say, pharmaceutical reporters around the country or something like that. In this case, it's a general list. It's San Diego media only. It's stuff that's very easy to obtain. There's nothing confidential about it, and it would take maybe an hour or 2 hours for somebody to put it together. So I think that the overriding benefit is for everyone to have access to it, because one of the things that I'd like to do is suggest that everybody contact. These are people that everyone should be contacting and writing to.
These are the people empowered.
Contact list for media.
God.
That everybody write to, reporters and try to say great stories.
Could we grow to a point where that media list would become valuable and could become a potential asset that needs to be kept internal?
There's so few media in San Diego that it's never going to get to that point. If there was a national movement, yes, and the media, they're cutting back, so it's going to just get pared down and pared down. I think.
Sure. Okay, so just to clarify what my position was, I honestly thought that if you knew that this was available to the public, that you'd have a heart attack and that you'd come looking for my hand.
I would.
So that's, yeah, so I took it off right away. So now that I know what it is, then I feel much more comfortable. So it'll be restored. I don't think we really need to
Yeah, in a court
spend there.
situation, I would have had to Ashley.
I was just saying, if it does grow to the point where we feel that we need to keep it private, there's, that can be brought to a different GA at that time and propose, hey, we're going to take the list down.
All right, so can I get a final proposal from your committee? Oh, go ahead.
Just a clarification. I like the discussion. You guys this is the perfect forum for discussing what's appropriate and whatnot. But if this is based on general consensus, who is making those final decisions? That's not right for one person to make a final decision. I feel strongly about that. Thank you.
Well, I would say as the moderator, the whole reason why we have GA is to work these problems out exactly. Okay? And I think those are issues that we're going to have to decide here today. So let's not get too bogged down because we've got one committee done and we've been here for 40 minutes at it. And ultimately we have many committees and I understand everybody has an opinion, but really let's try to make sure that we move this along because we have a lot to get discussed today.
I think this whole thing was just a misunderstanding. So let's move on. We cleared it up, we talked it over.
All right, so do we have a vote that is going to be restored?
I think if somebody sees that a dog is online that has personal identifiable information or anything that could end up being harmful for another person, I don't think it would make sense to wait for a committee meeting or anything to do that. I hope that people would take it upon themselves to immediately take action and remove that and explain instead of worrying about, like I said before, a good way to drown is to have a meeting over how to launch the lifeboats. Sometimes you just have to take charge. And so I would hope we're able to do that in situations that are clearly a problem.
Can I make a proposal that we allow the media team themselves to decide these issues for themselves and empower them? We empower the media team to make these decisions for themselves. Officially, PR team, official vote. All in favor? All out? Any with abstentions? Any hard blocks? Done.
Wait, can I get a... Okay, so what I've got here is the proposal to restore the media list, or I'm sorry, the media alert contact list to Facebook and give the PR team authority and autonomy to determine how that list should best be built.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
and that
what
means
we
you guys have your own meetings and you decide how things be done and you're autonomous in this point, how you handle it, as long as you're not giving somebody else's information out. All right. All right. So any other proposals left for media? PR. Okay, we have another committee. Yes.
We did have Sean on legal.
Okay.
And we've got that in the backlog and the report we down on that.
Yes.
Exactly. Again,
all right, let's do it.
We're all going toward the same goal. Just to make this meeting possible, we are right now in a completely procedural clusterfuck. So therefore, I will withdraw my proposal that is on the floor right now.
All right.
Thank you.
And I think we have 48 minutes left before we have to vote unanimously.
And for Christmas, I want to.
All right, let's get moving, folks. Let's go. All right, come on.
All right.
Minestrone, tomato base, and a vegetable rice.
I'll represent the best I can because Linda, which is the other member, is really, she's not here. But legal needs to look over a document. I'm going to propose that we have legal look over a document which has been submitted to PR, which is a letter concerning our position in relation to Oceanside, Occupy Oceanside, which is a friendly letter that basically says that we are autonomous and Oceanside is autonomous so that we don't end up having any blurs with the media.
A letter was never presented, to my knowledge, to media nor PR. I read this letter, it is not friendly, and I've been reached out to by multiple members of Occupy Oceanside who have called it things like a declaration of war and a edict. I'm just repeating these words that I did not use, that somebody else used to say. So I think if this is going to represent us as a group here, it should be a GA level decision drafting this letter.
Okay, so going back to legal and their proposal.
I just want to make a suggestion. I can understand both sides. I think that I look at everything from a PR point of view. That's just how I look at life. And I think the more that we keep the media guessing about how things all fit together, and the more that we can keep the media guessing as to how it's all going to link up and what we're really doing, the more power
Remember, everybody, I'm sorry, I'm going to remind everybody, point of process is not about opinion necessarily. You may have an opinion that's acceptable in point of process, as far as how you see how it's going to work. But remember that point of process is not just about opinion, it's about opinion of how we do something. Okay?
Do we have a copy of this letter readily available that can be read before the GA?
Just a sample that was based on a discussion with the attorney, and also on research done through Oakland issued a statement also, making sure that everybody understood that nothing from any other occupier or any other source was valid unless it came from them. So they basically separated themselves from the world. All we're doing is saying that we don't want to have any liability attached to us, and if we let the media guess, the media can guess that something happened there, happened here too, and we're all painting with the same brush.
Ashley. So your proposal was to authorize legal to look over the letter. Would it be possible for us to pass it, say that, okay, we're going to have legal look over it, it's not going to go anywhere, and we're going to bring it back to another GA after everybody has had a chance to read it?
One clarification, which is that the letter is not going to go to the press. It's only going to be on our site. So people will either find it or they won't, but it's our position. It's our official position.
That was my, before it goes anywhere, like
so
on the site
we have
or
to all
anything,
agree on the content.
we would have to read it before it would go up.
Yeah, so it has to start somewhere. So it started with a proposal that
the
Wait,
proposal.
guys, we're not supposed to have lots of back and forth actually because it lengthens the process.
The proposal, as it stands, is that we have legal review this
Once it's ready.
It should be submitted to PR, but we vote at the GA level before it goes anywhere external.
Right.
You go. You're next.
Yeah, it's basically just a statement that states we internally that we're giving Oceanside Occupied separate autonomy, and that we're not attaching ourselves to them, so that anything that may or may not occur in that working relationship can't follow us back to ONC. That's the gist of that.
Alright, I'm going to let myself go next because I've been out for a while. My personal feeling is this, is that Occupy Wall Street in their official statement at OWS.org states that they do not certify any of us, they do not officially give blessings to any of us. Therefore, if they do not give blessings to any of us, I don't know that we have the right to give blessings to anyone else. Okay? This is a leaderless movement where people are empowered to do their own individual thing, and my personal concern is that it actually becomes negative media that the press can latch onto. So my proposal will be is that we let the attorneys look at it, but that nothing is posted until after we consent upon it on GA. Yes.
I'd like to just propose with this letter that we do not specifically say Oceanside. We just, if we're going to have a letter that says we're independent, just say that.
Who are you? What's your name?
Dave.
Dave? Hi, Dave.
Okay, I feel pretty adamant about this. I think our statements should talk about what we want and what we do, what our positions are. I really do not want us to even mention Oceanside. We are North County, we are what we are, and they are what they are, and it's really not our problem. So please forget about mentioning them.
All right. 1 and 2, and then we got to call it. That's the end of the point of process. Anybody else? You have to move on. 1, 2, 3. Speak up.
I wonder if you've made a proposal and requested if you haven't, that you do. That what you just stated, if that could be a proposal.
You want me to call that as a proposal?
Yeah.
Wait, okay. Here, I've got the amended proposal here, which, as I understand it, is that we're going to submit this letter to legal to have them review. It doesn't get posted or blasted until we vote on it at the GA level, and we make a specific point not to call out any other occupation movements. We are only focusing on the proactivity that's happening in ONC.
Our own autonomy.
Our own, yeah, exactly. We're autonomous, autonomous, whatever you want to call it. That's how I understand the proposal that's on the floor.
I agree with that. My question is, because this is back to my background with branding, we're calling ourselves Occupy North County, and now there's Occupy Oceanside and Occupy Escondido. How does the fact that the word North County encompasses Oceanside and Escondido, how does it relate to that? Because the media is going to think we speak for them.
I think that the key word is that we stay within ourselves and identify ourselves in solidarity, who we are in solidarity with. And that identifies our position. So if we state we're in solidarity with OSD and we state we're in solidarity with Occupy Wall Street, we don't need to say anything beyond that. That kind of locks us into this is who we are, what we're doing. It doesn't, we don't keep the media guessing. It doesn't say whether we are or not in solidarity with Escondido or Oceanside, but this is who we are. We'll focus on that and who we are in solidarity with and grow out from there.
I would propose that the statement of proposal or the legal letter not define any other Occupy and not say that we're with or against
That's already
anybody.
part of the amended proposal.
That's it.
All right. I have a proposal that we allow the media team to decide amongst themselves how the letter should be written and stated. It is their responsibility to state it to the attorneys. And then once the attorneys have approved whatever they have done, it is their responsibility to bring it to GA where we can vote on it. Okay? We empower the committee to make your own decisions. It's true.
But enough of media is called PR now, right?
Yes, PR now.
Yeah, I think that we should review the letter at the GA, not leave it up to a committee to decide such an important thing.
That is actually what I'm proposing.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's saying we
sorry.
come up with
I say they draft it and get it approved and then bring it to us.
Point of
All right, guys,
process.
come on, you're killing us.
Point of process, I'm going to start a stack here so it's even possible to get your excellent ID on the minutes and make a proposal. Because right now you can't even suggest it because you're not on the stack. Right?
We're not supposed to have stacks for the committee meeting. No offense. I mean, we're doing our own thing.
Can we vote?
The proposals as they stand right now, let's do straw poll, please. Proposal number one.
So where we're not out there.
Well, I've got the new lowering proposal, which is that PR actually is responsible for the final contents of this letter, which is then sent to legal and approved at GA before it's blasted.
That's
Blasted.
the first proposal. All right, can we have a straw poll on the first proposal, please? Everybody in favor? Everyone against?
Wait. I think it should be submitted to the GA and then submitted to legal. So that we can be sure that the content, we agree on the content.
I see where you're going. Personally, again, part of what makes this process work is that the real work is done in committees, and I'd like to see as much committee input and work done before we spend valuable GA time. That's my 2 cents. Take it or leave it.
My move is that we table this at this point. And then while we table this, nothing gets done, unfortunately. But I move that we table this because we have a lot of committees, a lot of issues to deal with, and we're sucking up all our time. Folks, I mean, it's important for everybody to talk, but we can be here for 17 hours if we let ourselves. So let's all try to move. So I make a motion that we table this until then. So straw poll on the first motion. Straw poll, first motion, read it.
A straw poll for the first motion.
Yep, straw poll.
PR is responsible for the contents of this letter. They will submit it to legal for review before GA approval. After GA approval, we can blast it. We can send it places.
All those in favor?
We have a point.
The very last thing you said was we can blast it. We're not blasting it. We're just going to put it on our site.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
But before we would do that.
Right. So everything else is
That should be
perfect
a
except the
decision
end.
up to
We're
the
not
media.
sending it out to the media or anything. We're just making our own internal policy.
I know, but that's why it should be a limited community agreement to come to us first. Let them make the micro decisions. And then we can vote up or down on them. Let them make the micro decisions and then we'll vote on them. So that's the first one. The second proposal is?
The second proposal is to have media draft it.
Wait.
I don't know how to do that, but I'm invoking the pumpkin provision. I'm turning into one. I have to get out of here. Thank you for having me here.
But this is why I'm trying to move us on, folks, because not everybody can stay here all often. So we are, all of us have children responsibilities and puppies and cats and weird husbands.
Babysitters.
Babysitters. All right, second proposal. Straw poll on second proposal, please.
The second proposal is the media drafts it, sends it to GA prior to legal review. So,
all right, straw poll says the question is the media group drafts it, sends it to legal, and then brings it to GA.
No.
The opposite, brings it to GA and then to illegal. Anybody for it? Anybody against it? Okay, any with abstentions? All right, so that doesn't pass. Third.
Wait, what are we missing to have that? Oh, right.
Abstentions.
No. So we're good on the first proposal and Bill on the second.
First one, yeah, we're going to decide which one moves up. To vote. Okay, third proposal, please.
Third proposal is the table.
We did not have one yes or no one.
We're doing a straw poll on each one, so we know which one we're going to ultimately vote on.
30 minutes,
We're not
35
in Robert's
minutes.
Rules of Order right now. There are all the decisions. Are you a no vote, Committee? This is your time to express your no.
I abstain.
Okay, next proposal. Eric. Guys, we gotta get through this.
Right.
We have 6 more committees.
Okay,
We really gotta get through this.
we decided to promote the first proposal in the straw poll, yes? Okay, so the proposal is that there will be a letter drafted stating our intents and purposes. By PR team is ultimately responsible for its contents. It will then be submitted to legal and then submitted to GA for approval before posting on our site.
All right, vote on that motion. Yeah. Those against? Those who abstain? Hard blocks. Does anyone hard block this? Because if not, we will pass the proposals. So now's the time to do it. Anybody has a problem with it? No? The proposal passes then.
With 35%.
Yeah, not bad. Do I have any other motions for meeting? We are.
That was it.
Okay, can we go to our next committee?
And that was actually legal, not PR. So we've done more than we think we have.
We actually, we also.
Sean, do you have anything else you need to report from legal for us? Okay, can we have the next committee?
Peacekeepers has something.
Who speaks for Peacekeepers tonight?
Who would like to speak for Peacekeepers tonight? I'm keeping notes, which makes it hard for me to do so, but I will.
If you want me to read it, I'll read it if that makes it easier for you.
Resonate, please.
All right. Can you make a paper airplane?
Pass it around the table.
See, now I'm going to do it, yeah. We don't have to vote on that. I'm on the paper airplane committee. Also, if anybody has a USB compatible device, I can share this with you right now. So.
Damn, what'd you do there?
I put on a bunch of weight.
I got
Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. The seat isn't.
How many of us vote that Eric gets new chair. Everybody get a new chair. Hard block. Hard block, okay. Hard block, get a 2-man. No chair for him. All right. Next committee.
Continue. Before we continue, anyone else that wants to make a joke with a Viking? Alright, so what I'm going to read there, we have some proposals. We met in the Peacekeeper Committee this Thursday and drafted a few proposals from that one. And I would like to mention that these have already, what he's about to read is already listed online some places.
And it's also was voted consensus upon in the Peacekeeper. Yeah.
Otherwise, but of course they have no rule of law until the GA has approved them, right?
Speak louder, please.
Okay. Is this in order here now? Alright, so I guess the first is the mission statement. The Peacekeeper Group is responsible for keeping the peace in discussion groups by enforcing rules and at events by disabling detractors seeking to defuse potentially damaging or harmful situations in keeping with the Occupy movement's commitment to no violence.
Keep reading.
Okay, so this is the mission statement. Alright? Then the second one was help me on the good memory here. The second one was
read it from top to bottom.
Top to bottom.
There's several proposals in there, and this is the work of about 15 people.
Okay. So, I'll read the whole thing. As provided for in the First Amendment, which constitutes the justification for the Occupy movement, we seek a culture of transparency, open dialogue, and free exchange of ideas to create an invaluable opportunity for networking and organizing. Instances of discrimination, hate speech, or violence will not be tolerated. To that end, we propose that the peacekeepers be empowered to facilitate, mediate, and moderate physical and virtual interactions within ONC. The Peacekeeping Committee has collectively determined the need for a mediation process. Any party can request mediation. The mediation process shall include at least 3 members of the Peacekeeping Committee who will address and clearly document the incident and give the involved parties an opportunity for mediations before any action is taken. The documentation of any incident will be made available to any party upon request as soon as possible. The official description of the Peacekeeping Group is as follows. The Peacekeepers Group is responsible for keeping the peace in discussion groups by enforcing rules and at events by disabling detractors seeking to defuse potentially damaging or harmful situations in keeping with the Occupy movement's commitment to non-violence. There's a comma missing there. All persons that were banned from ONC and ONC 99% size shall be reinstated at the respective privilege levels they held before the ban. So basically going back to status quo and setting up new rules from now.
So that is your proposal.
That is the proposal, yes.
A few proposals, I think.
Do we want to do a quick stack? Quick stack. Everybody's got 2 minutes, quick stack. And you have 2 minutes to get on stack now.
Okay, so
Alright, if you want stack, you want to get on stack. Just get on stack. You want to get on stack? Sean wants on stack. Ron, right? It's Ron. Ron wants on stack. I want on stack.
Crazy.
What's on stack?
And am I missing anybody? Alright.
How many names can we close stack at this point? Stack is going to close in about 10 seconds. Anybody now is your time to speak. How many names do you have on stack?
I have 3, 4, 5, 6 names.
6 names. Take us 12 minutes. Let's go. First name.
First name is Frank.
I know this is a hot topic, so I'll get right to it. The fact of the matter is, what happened from from this point backwards with relation. I don't think it's as important as what happens from this point forward. I think that this matter has already resolved itself under the table, and now all we have to do is get it to the top of the table. So here's my position, because, and I'm going to be forthright and cut right down to it. There are two people that have the keys to the gun case, okay? And based on the experience of what I have seen happen from one end of the country to the other with relation to this Facebook page, really we need our own website to do what we really want to do. It needs to occur on a website. Facebook has liabilities. Everybody has access to it. Media can exploit it. People can come in and say things and say they're representing. It's a big, giant liability. So the reality is, I think it's best to establish that peacekeeping. Let the peacekeepers do what they do best: confront, rules, whatever, amend, adopt, deal with trolls, etc., etc. At the end of the day, and this is how I feel, period, because I did not pick to have the keys. I woke up one morning and the keys were dropped on my front door. I didn't ask for the responsibility, but I understand it. And here's how I feel. I respect the movement. The movement is more important than we are, and it's more important than any individual's personal feelings or ego, long term. So how I feel about this is, you can have the guns, you can have all the equipment, but you're not getting the key. I don't want the guns. I don't want to know about the guns. I don't know whatever the peacekeeper, that's not my forte. Peacekeeper comes up to me and says, do this, do that, I want that gun, cut that person, kill that person, shoot that person, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. That's not my job. But for security purposes, I'm not going to let this page go down the way every web page, including Occupy San Diego, has gone down. You can have all the guns, but you can't have the key. That's my position on the matter. My proposal to amend that is, I'd be left with the key.
Next person on staff.
Next one is
Wait, choose a point.
I'm really confused.
Yeah.
This talk about buttons and keys, and I have a few questions. One is reinstating who was put out, who's being reinstated, and then the question, I understand all the problems about Facebook. I understand that, people have problems with Facebook, but in a website it's very hard to give everybody access, and Facebook does allow public access, and it allows a lot of people to contribute. So I guess I want to understand better what Frankie said, and I want to understand better what you said about
Basically, as an admin, we're nothing more than a secretary. We don't make decisions. Period. Admins are there to protect the cabinet. That's it. So if somebody breaks in the cabinet, we can verifiably say, hey, somebody broke in, we got hacked. Admins do not have power, do not have control. They answer to in this case, what's being proposed with Peacekeepers Committee. Period.
Next on staff.
I have a point. Can we get a list of who the admins are?
It's just me and Sean.
So the members of the
Yeah,
committee
it's just
know
me and Sean.
exactly
Exactly.
who to approach. Because honestly, I'm not. In light of what you said, I feel a lot better.
Yeah.
That maybe we can have some sort of coaching process.
Exactly.
Knowing that peacekeepers can discuss amongst themselves. Hey, we've got this situation. We need to present it to an admin. I feel a lot better about it than just having this perception that we've got two rogue admins with no accountability or immunity where you just do whatever they want.
Point of process. Remember, it's not an opinion.
Clarification. What do you mean by keys?
Admin access.
Click, yeah. In other words, in order to delete or add somebody, somebody has to push the button, the key, open the cabinet to let them in and let them out.
Next point of process.
I'm going to clarify what I...
Wait, I actually pointed that first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would just like to point out our commitment to transparency. I don't see how that flows with the commitment to transparency by keeping certain things out of other members' hands.
Stand up and speak so everybody can hear you, please.
Okay. Sorry. I had a point about our commitment to transparency, and I don't see how we can have total transparency without everybody having the keys to the cabinet.
That's not a point of process, that's actually opinion that needs to be on staff.
All right.
sorry.
Yes.
Next person on stack or point of gut. Point.
Well, I hope it belongs here, but you're only looking at two alternatives, looking at a website and Facebook. There is another alternative that works. If we're talking about true democracy, I moderate a 1,500 member listserv, and we don't remove anybody without a vote of everybody in the listserv. And it's private. The discussions that go on are only important. I'm just saying that there's other ways to look at it.
Amen, brother.
Right. Hold on. You can't really have a point on another point. You're supposed to use your 2 minutes to make your point, and everybody else gets 2 minutes to make their point. Otherwise, this goes into an eternal back and forth, and that's unhealthy for the GA process. Then go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you.
So that's not on your point or anybody else's point. That's on the original point. So to give an example, what that means is that, for instance, the admin cannot boot anybody. The admin cannot ban anybody. All the admin does is listen to the instructions from the peacekeepers, and it cannot question peacekeepers. So the peacekeepers say, "This is what you do." The admin doesn't. That's it. What it does is it adds a layer of protection between the interests of the peacekeepers and the interests of the website, of the technology. So in other words, if Frankie's an admin, he can't say, "Oh, this person's being bad," and ban it. He has to contact peacekeepers, and then they have to contact 2 more peacekeepers, then they decide, and then they come back and say, "No, Frankie, we don't think your point's valid," or "Yes, your point's valid." Or it comes straight from peacekeepers.
Time. All right. Guys, let's not kill ourselves in the process and not have opinions here. We have a stack. We do have a stack for opinions. Does anybody need to get on stack? Listen, we can reopen the stack if it's just an opinion, but a point of process has to be directed at exactly what was just said and not something that was said earlier or otherwise. That's why you need to get on stack.
Point of clarification, I'm sorry. So.
Yeah, put me on stack.
Excuse me, Frankie. I can appreciate you guys trying to be the administrators of that, but if you have the keys and you bring your concerns to peacekeepers, I think that is, you're being a monitor and not the holders of the key. Clarification.
All right, any other points of clarification, or can we move on to staff? All right, you and you.
I don't think that we should isolate Frankie for bringing his concerns to peacekeeping. I think that everybody should bring any concerns to peacekeeping.
Yes.
And I'm on stack, so I'll wait for my
decision. All they do is take instructions, and when the instructions come in, we execute the instructions exactly as they come in. So if say it goes for reinstating, so if someone gets banned, hey, admins, we decided between the 3 of us, here's the names of the 3 people, we want this person banned. 2 days later, they can say, we decided we want this person reinstated. Reinstate them. And so just follow directions. It's a way to keep security as a concern, at the same time having a functioning process without letting the blur between the two end up in a situation that my banning a few days ago appeared to be, which is that there's a tyrant running the board, banning people at will. This separation will completely eliminate any of those kind of concerns from happening in the board.
All right, and we have any other points, or can we move on to the next person on staff? Because we got a lot of committees, folks. We really got to move through this.
All right.
All right, next person on staff.
The next one on stack is Ron.
And can we at this point now allow each person to go through stack without points? Otherwise, we'll never get through this. Can we do that? Everybody, your time on stack is your time to express your opinion, not to argue each little point as it occurs. Go ahead, Ron, please.
Thank you. I think we should support all points of this. I think they were deliberated very thoroughly at the Peacekeepers meeting the other night. Many of the people who were there are also here. And given that the Peacekeepers Committee has grown to such a size, I think that everybody in the Peacekeepers Committee now is going to have a lot of authority to make decisions that admin made before. So we have to be cautious that we know how we're proceeding with giving the peacekeepers up, taking it away from one entity and giving it to another, we need to be cognizant of what that means. And, you know, I would like to hear some discussion about the second website somewhere in this discussion with peacekeepers connect also. So that's all I have to say.
Next person on staff, please.
Okay, my concern is everything sounds wonderful. I think you guys did a great job. But just from a technical standpoint, I would like to see that we do a sanity check and actually play roles, sit down and have someone abuse this process and then walk through the process and make sure it works before we adopt it. So in other words, we know that we have the authority, so if someone tries to challenge and say, well, I don't see that in the rules, just to kind of do a sanity check and make sure that the system that we're putting in place actually works before we commit to it.
Next on staff.
That will be you, Tracy.
Okay. So I'm Tracy. I myself got locked out of the site this week on Thursday night, and I was really unhappy about it. I know that listen, Sean, I love you, but currently what's going on is you decide everything for everybody else. And you decide who's administrator, you take it away back and forth at will. I know Ariel did the other night and it wasn't cool for her to do so. It's my turn to speak, please. Okay? So my point is this. If we're going to be an open, transparent, and leaderless group, we have to empower the different committees with the rights to do their job. And that means that they decide who's administrator for those groups. They decide who makes the decisions. We empower them by doing so. Currently what we have going on feels like a tyranny. It's the tyranny in the will of one. I myself have had posts from Occupy San Diego that were unpolitical, unviolent, unthreatening, and anything else deleted. And ultimately that hurts our site and it hurts our public general appearance. People read what we write on the boards, they hear about our long missives and complaints, and it turns them off. It makes us look disorganized. So I say that I feel that the peacekeepers need to be empowered to have administrative rights. Because currently what's going on is, no offense, I love you, Sean, but you're the only one who decides. You deleted a lot of my stuff this week, and it wasn't right, because you were mad at me. And I understand you're a human being. I understand you're, no, I'm not. I have screen prints of it, my friends. You deleted threads, full threads, and you did it without anybody else's concern. So the problem is everybody else here feels like you feel like you're the boss and that you're not really pushing control to allow each individual to be empowered. And I want to find a resolution that allows you to feel respected for your work and your hard work that you've done bringing this together, but at the same time empowers everybody here equally. Because currently we are not empowered since you are the only one who decides to get to be done who's admin. And that's my statement. Next on staff.
My point of process, I think at this point Paul should have the right for the direct response.
Absolutely.
I said I think Sean asked for the direct response. Is that correct?
I totally agree with your assessment, and everything you're saying is absolutely true. Before this point, we didn't have a process, and I did the best I could to secure the site. People were complaining about some threads a few days ago on the 7th. They were removed, but I haven't removed anything since then. I don't know what happened to yours. I never removed any of your threads.
I have it in screenshots, and I have the...
But that doesn't mean I removed them.
No, I have the administrative from Facebook. I know how to get that.
There were more administrators, but if you can find out, and I didn't have it, I'll be more than happy to admit it. I apologize, but I don't recall doing it. So I'd like to move forward now, and what I did was what I recommended just now, which actually I didn't recommend it, frankly, came up with a brilliant idea, which is that we solve this problem by not giving media authority to do any of that, because that's happening by the decision of anybody who's a peacekeeper. The admin simply obeys the orders, and in the spirit of making sure the site does not get taken down, that's very important to note that there needs to be a certain amount of trust in having this board admin by someone who's not going to go rogue or someone who's not going to decide to have different interests and then either give control or make a decision which is counter to the productivity of this group. I would say that as a person who built the thing, I have the most vested interest of anyone to make sure that it stays alive, it doesn't get hacked, it doesn't get removed, and therefore I am the perfect person to put in charge of that and strip my ability to bend anybody away, and it becomes an even better process because now all I'm doing is saying I'm running this computer thing, not any emotions or opinions or ideas. You guys are bringing that in, and I basically push the button for you. So that removes, I think that totally addresses your concern, and it takes it to the point where we still maintain very good security, and we have a process now where admins can't abuse their authority. Admins can't abuse their authority.
Okay, so my direct response is this. My problem is this, is that I want to trust you and feel confident in you, but based on my experience this week of having my stuff deleted and banned, and being banned out of the thing, I'm unable to have trust in you at this time. I would like to, and I would like to see over the time, but the fact of the matter is many people feel you abused your administrative privilege this week, and rather than, and that's not fair to expect us to continue to allow you to have that when we have a proposal for it that allows for the peacekeepers to do that and make their decision. We do not empower our peacekeepers unless we give them administrative rights. And currently, what happened the other night after the other meeting, which I know you were not feeling good about, and some things were misinterpreted, and particularly you thought we applauded when you left, which is the farthest thing from the truth. We were actually quite sad.
I don't take any of that.
No, but wait. Okay, so my point is that nobody here feels comfortable.
I feel like
that.
we're being
And that's
redundant.
the
Can we get back
problem
on
we have.
stack?
Why are you here?
I feel like we're being redundant. Can we get back on stack?
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know if this is a point of clarification or a suggestion for the staff, but my compromise would be that we empower each one of the committees, empower one person to be the admin, and that we have a group of admins. No?
I would say we have to have three. Three is the proposal.
Each one person can delete the other.
Yeah, any one person can do it, and then that's why they don't use Facebook. Activism groups don't use Facebook as their main tool.
Facebook is not an ideal system.
No, one person can wipe everybody out.
Why did I make the kill the other admin?
You're not on it. Important clarifications. I'm getting proposals for more people want to be added to the stack right now. And before I can do that, I have to ask the GA, am I allowed to reopen the stack for more people?
Can we open stack? Everybody say yes? Everybody opposed? Any hard blocks? We can open the stack. Take a stack for the next 60 seconds.
Camera's on and out. Out. Okay. And I'm actually going to put my cell phone if nobody else objects. And Ron, you want to go back on? You want to go back on? Anyone else? Going once? Carol? All right. Well, I mean, right now we can't have a point of process because I'm adding to the stack. So, you want to be on? You want to be on the stack? No. Okay. I'm closing. Sorry, what was your name? Chris. Yeah, right. Brain fart, sorry. Stack being closed in 3, 2, 1, closed. Next one on there is you, Kim.
Yes, just one point of clarification first. Tracy, one point of clarification first.
I like the proposal idea. I just would like to know how quickly the peacekeeping committee can rise to the occasion to enforce something, because it could be damaging. Something damaging could go up. But the committee, how long does it take to do something?
Okay, so I'll go next on stack. I don't think we have an answer
okay.
At this point. It wasn't part of the process. That's a good question. No, I mean, it wasn't part of what was proposed. Okay, all right. I just want to say I actually really like what Al was talking about, perhaps within peacekeeping as part of the process, and also then the question that's been proposed here. There are details to be worked out for the process. But if somebody is requesting, anyone can request mediation as we are proposing. And then when it goes to peacekeeping and 3 peacekeepers get the accusations and give the person accused a chance to respond, perhaps at that point it goes to democratic process, to the peacekeepers, to anyone who wants to contribute a vote, contributes a vote so that it is done more democratically within peacekeeping. And also the other part of that that I think is important is that administrators obviously not be on peacekeeping if they're going to have the keys. Does that seem? I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to yell. That administrators would not be on peacekeeping, and that there be a three-person panel for mediation to gather, and then a democratic process within the peacekeeping group before somebody is banned. Okay.
Would you like to make that a proposal and take a vote on it?
Okay. So read it.
Can you please summarize for everybody and content and everybody else?
Mark, if you heard me, you could summarize.
So I think basically what you said, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you said that you wanted, as you said, a three-person committee from the peacekeepers to, I didn't understand exactly what you did.
To receive the complaint and to give the accused an opportunity to respond to the complaint.
Okay. And you want,
okay, a point of order.
No, hang on, let's get this order first.
He probably has a good suggestion for me.
We should clarify that these two people have to meet in person, not in mediation. For mediation.
For Facebook administration. I would suggest, and I know that wasn't the problem is sometimes not everyone is in the same place. Could we have conference calls or in person? So by conference call or in person, the three.
Yeah, how they do it is not important, but sorry, I just want to understand this. So we're saying that can everybody please stop talking to each other and have one meeting? All right. So your proposal is three-person peacekeeper committee receive the complaint and produce mediation, etc. And then you said that the administrators should not be in the peacekeeper.
Correct.
Okay, so your proposal is admin, not in peacekeeper, just so you have a separation of powers. Yes. That's what you're saying. Okay. Did everybody get that? Because I had a hard time following. Because
I would like to add that we're confusing two separate proposals. One is the proposal for how we're going to deal with Facebook traffic, and the other proposal is how we're going to deal with mediation, which should be a completely separate issue. As strategic peacekeepers, we agree that no action should be taken without fewer than 3 peacekeepers involved, but the getting together in person proposal applies strictly to mediation. For Facebook traffic, we can do it virtually and should to expedite the processes.
Okay, so
okay, but the last part of the proposal is then that there are 3 who gather the information, and then I think this was part of my proposal that it be voted on democratically by the peacekeepers. It be presented to the peacekeeping group for a vote as to whether before anyone is banned.
Not decided by
my point of process is that point of clarification is I'd like to see that amended so that anyone involved in the dispute is asked to remove themselves from the decision process in the peacekeeping.
Absolutely.
That is my only amendment. That anyone involved in the conflict, whoever those people might be, are not allowed to make a vote on the final decision.
Yes.
That's all I want. Do you have a final proposal there, dude?
Yeah,
we have a point. We have one more point.
What that would mean then is if one of the people were a peacekeeper that has a problem, then you're requiring 4 peacekeepers.
No, anybody who's a peacekeeper is involved in this dispute recuses himself from the peacekeeper role and becomes a party to the mediation.
And then have 3 other peacekeepers.
3 other peacekeepers have to be empowered.
So the dispute,
like say for example, the dispute between you and I, then neither you nor I can vote on it. Okay? This is between you and I, neither him nor I can vote on it. Okay? And we also have to acknowledge that there are people who do not participate on Facebook who are part of this group. And we cannot use Facebook as our sole means for communicating effectively amongst the group. It's discriminatory. Yes, but we don't use it. We don't have the means to use it.
We're having too many small meetings. Just to get back into one game. May I kindly encourage everybody to sit down around the table, take a breath, and join us.
Can I bring forth the amended proposals as they currently stand?
Yes.
Okay. Proposal 1 is the mediation proposal, and I think this is the low-hanging fruit one. So I'd like to get it knocked out first. Is that anytime there's a direct conflict between two members of the group, they can request peacekeeping mediation. If the peacekeeper finds themselves as one of the involved parties, they recuse themselves from the peacekeeping process and are just like anybody else. So we still need 3 peacekeepers to prevent a conflict of interest or even the perception thereof. That's proposal number 1.
Yes. Anyone involved in a dispute?
It could involve. It's not limited to 2 or more people.
I think the context of this discussion is really focusing on the experience we had with the bannings that have already occurred. But there's also the case where you have a person who comes in and generally disrupts everyone. Who doesn't belong to our group, is a complete stranger. So we have to make sure this also applies to that situation.
I work in an industry, I do online community management for a living. The phone rings at odd hours sometimes.
My point of
half an hour.
Oh.
Wait, my point of process is this. Anytime we have a troll on our website, all you have to do is right-click and click mark as spam. And if you click mark as spam, they disappear from the feed. If no one feeds the troll eventually goes elsewhere. So if we're going to respect free speech, ultimately my feeling is the best way to deal with trolls is to click and ignore. If nobody buys into playing with them, they don't have any power and they move elsewhere. And I think that we all are empowered with the tools to make that happen already. I do feel that we have the tools, so I don't understand why we have to worry about that as a problem.
We're at 90 minutes.
I know we are, and that's why I'm trying to get through this.
Right.
We're out, so can we unanimously vote for half an hour?
30 more minutes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank
We
you.
need a vote. Do we go 30 more minutes? Any nays? Any abstentions? Any hard blocks? All right, 30 minutes, guys. Let's motivate. So, Eric, can you read the proposal again as we're going to vote on it? We'll take straw polls and then vote on the final.
Okay, so for the mediation proposal is that any time 2 or more parties, members of this group, have an irreconcilable conflict that is causing harm and division within the group, they can request peacekeeping mediation, which should happen in person as soon as is humanly possible. If a member of the peacekeeping committee is involved in conflict, they need to recuse themselves, and we need to find 3 neutral peacekeepers to go forward. That's the mediation proposal as it currently stands and is amended.
I hate to do this. What if somebody joins the committee, is perfectly happy, works with us, comes and joins us, and does what we're doing together? Then that person becomes disenfranchised or feels disenfranchised or decides that they don't like our group or changes political affiliation, goes to the side, starts crap with everybody else, and now for 3 or 4 days or whatever, however long it takes to meet that person in person, we're stuck with them killing all of our discussions on the board. There has to be a way to expedite it.
And that's the separate, that needs to be part of the separate Facebook moderation proposal, which is also on the table. We're only dealing right now with the in-person mediation. Like you and Tracy have a problem, we get together as a group and discuss it.
But until that time, the person, one of those two people could be bombing the board with all kinds of really bad stuff, turning all the other people off.
And that's why we have a separate Facebook proposal, moderation proposal, dealing with the administrative structure that we have yet to vote on. I think that's going to. I think that proposal is going to render what you're saying completely a non-issue.
I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, we have the ability to block and not feed trolls, and it's actually more beneficial to us publicly when we ignore people like that than it is to censor them, ban them, have them pissed off at us and say, scream bloody murder that we ban them, etc. So, I mean, every Facebook site has trolls. It's nothing you can do about it, and they can switch accounts. So as soon as we block them, they can come back with a new account within 3 days. I think if we worry too much about that, we're actually going to set into a level of paranoia that is unhealthy for the group. I think free speech and dissension is a part of our process.
I would just like to ask, because I'm getting confused, are we right now dealing with the original proposal about mediation that we put forward first, or are we dealing with Kim's proposal about people?
This is, as moderator, I'm going to say the following to keep this moving. I propose that we do the following. We take straw polls on the 3 proposals as they stand. Okay? If they're separate from each other, then we can vote on each individually. If one overlaps the other, then we need to make a decision between the two. So read the first proposal out, we take a straw poll.
First proposal is that anytime there's a conflict between 2 or more members of the group, they can request mediation from the peacekeeping committee, and you get together in person with the involved parties as soon as it's humanly possible. If a member of the peacekeeping committee finds themselves involved in such a situation that requires mediation, they recuse themselves, and we find 3 neutral peacekeepers to facilitate and observe.
All straw
and
poll.
document.
All aye?
Straw poll.
All no? All any hard blocks? We passed. 1. Next one.
Yeah.
What? I need to see you. I'm sorry.
Well, the way he said that, the way he worded that, it almost sounds like both persons have to request mediation. I think it should be either one person.
Yes,
yeah.
I agree.
That's the way I intend to read it.
I didn't interpret that way, but I agree with you. Can you clarify
That's
that?
the way I intend to read it.
Everybody okay with that clarification?
That's what in peacekeeping, it was that anyone could request the mediation process in the group. Yes, anyone who feels a need for mediation. That's the solution.
Eric.
So Eric, that's
the second proposal.
First one was anyone.
First one passed with consensus.
The second proposal is, okay, great, thank you. And sorry, we're having some, okay. The second proposal was that if we find somebody being disruptive, divisive, or we're having serious issues with the moderation of our Facebook page, anybody can come report it to the peacekeeping group, who will decide as a committee, democratically, what should be done. And based on that decision, we present that decision to our administrators, who will be publicly listed and available to peacekeepers to facilitate whatever decision peacekeeping comes to as a democratic group.
My point of process is I think the peacekeepers should have administrative rights. I want it amended so that the peacekeepers have administrative rights.
Okay.
Point of process. The reason that's not healthy is because it's evident that the person who clicks the button and kicks somebody has a personal attachment. The peacekeepers their integrity should stay intact, and the admin person then is a shield there so the person doesn't get personally associated with the admin pushing the button. That way, to say, sorry, talk to the peacekeeper committee, they told me to ban you, I gotta ban you. It's a separation there between the integrity of the peacekeeper.
My point of process is this. As a group, we haven't agreed who our admins should be. And right now, the power of the admins is not of the group's wish or consensus. So therefore, I don't feel that currently, as the admin power stands, and has been changed around multiple times at the whim of multiple people this weekend, including Ariel, Sean, yourself, a number of other people in the end, that ultimately is not a proper decision, and I think that as a group we have a right to decide who's administrator in particular of the committee pages. And right now, as it stands, these are our only administrators that we did not vote for.
It is.
I know, but he's talking about sending it to the administrators. And currently they're the only administrators. So my point is that I'd like to see the security committee. My amendment is I want the security committee to have administrative rights. Go ahead.
My opinion is that I think we should have the peacekeeping committee pick who should be administrators. They should be outside of the peacekeeping committee.
Or maybe the GA or the GA.
It should be no more than 2 people.
Maybe it should not be a GA decision or a separate.
This is a GA decision.
I'll second the nomination for administrators not belonging to peacekeeping. I'll second your nomination.
Can you finish the motion?
As a matter of fact, I'll further that. I would second that we have our administrators not be in a decision-making capacity for that action, but that they are required to honor the wishes of...
And that's in the amended proposal. It is in the amended proposal.
That's fine. All right, let's go.
So can we move forward with that proposal?
Yeah.
Okay. The proposal, as it currently stands, is that Facebook administrators are do not make decisions for themselves. They are subject to the collective, democratically established will of the peacekeeping committee, which anybody, including the administrators, can come to with any concerns about our online presence. Or at least as it regards to Facebook. That's the amended proposal.
All right, should
Did
we
I
vote
get
on
that
it?
right?
All right, all in favor? All against? Abstentions? Art blocks? Pass.
Yeah, and that's the hardest one we've got.
Yeah, it is. All right, everybody, be proud of yourself.
Point of order, we have at this point not voted for who is the administrator. We only said the administrator.
Right.
That's not saying that. Did we pass the proposal that you read at the beginning of all of this?
No, we didn't.
Yep, there's still a motion. There's still a motion for that. Harry. Next motion is everybody who's banned needs to be reinstated at their appropriate levels.
Okay. Can we proceed with the stack first?
No, because the stack.
You're next on the stack.
The stack is invalid because it's only relevant to the issue that we just consented upon. So any discussion moving forward, you need to start with the stack.
That's not correct. It's the same agenda. It is still under the peacekeeper agenda.
It is, but it's a separate proposal under the agenda. So we don't have a new proposal.
I think it's the same proposal.
Well, no, it's actually about 3.5 proposals in the statement.
Will you go to the next one?
The next proposal is that we, the Peacekeepers Committee, voted as a consensus that all members, everybody who was banned from the ONC, the ONC-GA Facebook pages, we'd like to see them reinstated at the access levels they held prior to this week's ban. I didn't see that process unfold, but personally, then we had just voted on the peacekeeping process to handle tonight just like that.
Yeah, I agree.
So
All
let's
right.
reinstate everybody. Okay?
Can we take a vote on that? Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Any hard blocks?
I'm excited, people. This is what democracy looks like.
Next, are you peacekeeping done?
Al never got to sleep. He was on staff. Al never got to sleep. He was on staff.
What I had to say was already said, but let's not trap ourselves into something that where there might be another alternative. You know, I think that we should always opt for the most democracy we can get, rather than to settle for something to solve a problem. And right now, I think that's what we did, although, you know, I'm in favor of it. But what we're doing is we're allowing 3 people to make a decision for all of us. Again, like I mentioned before, I've moderated a 15-member, it's the most active Yahoo Groups union group, and it's been in existence for about 16 years now. In the 16 years, there's only been 4 people banned. And here's what happens. There's always detractors, there's always people, and the same way with our group. But what tends to happen when they watch that process of democracy, and everybody's got a right to vote on them, it tends to mellow everybody out. And we, although it's the most active group, we get up to 100 messages a day. We've only banned 4 people in 16 years.
I agree with what you're saying, and the problem is we had a number of people banned this week by the decision of one. So that's why this is an issue.
I'm okay with it.
If I can directly respond to that as a peacekeeper, I would like to say, I would like to reiterate, as provided for in the First Amendment, which constitutes the justification for the Occupy movement, we seek a culture of transparency, open dialogue, and free exchange of ideas to create an invaluable opportunity for networking and organizing. We have, as a well-attended peacekeepers group, decided collectively that we will view banning as an absolute last resort, and only to be used in extreme circumstances.
I'm good with that.
This is something that we feel very strongly about.
All right, can we get 2 last points and then move on, please? Can we still more committees? And that will be you 2 gentlemen.
I'd just like to say in my defense of the ban decisions that I made, I have no process in place. I have very little input from anyone. And when I ban people, I didn't ban you personally, or you personally, or you personally. I banned based on trying to protect the site and what was happening as far as the digression of the site and other issues. So I'm thinking about the people that are looking at us and seeing what we're doing more than I'm looking at you as individuals, and trying to diffuse the problem the best I can to stop it so that people stop going away. We have people leaving the board and stuff. So that's it. One was not personal.
Stand up so we can hear you.
Okay. My response is my name was posted on the board and listed as banned, and it was stated that I was a maligner and a detractor. So you did actually personally ban me, and you identified me, and not just me, a lot of other people as well. And that post is actually still on the board. So I would disagree respectfully with what you've said, and that's all I want to say.
Also, my name has been I've been banned for now almost close to a week, and my name has not ceased to appear on this group that I am no longer a part of. I've actually had my friends and family send me Facebook messages and call me asking me, who is Sean Rowland and what is he talking about? So at some point, maybe you did not do it personally, but you have not stopped saying my name, and I feel like Kyle maybe feels the same way, that you have also not stopped saying his name. And all I have said since that Friday evening was, this maybe belongs on your page, and let's move on and let's give it to the peacekeepers. And I've never said anything further than that. You have not stopped saying my name, both you and Frankie, and it has become personal now. So I have respectfully already requested a mediation meeting with peacekeepers, because that is unacceptable, and I have now taken that personally.
I'll make you quite a process. Next one.
Case in point also, it was personal when you named people and defended your actions, tried to justify them, and it was given the feeling that if we responded, our responses were short yours were diatribes on the justification of that. And to me, I felt like, you know, there were long litanies of explanations, and it seemed like it was your website and not something to ONC. It was taken personally. And with all good intentions, I'm willing to put that aside. I forgive you as whether your intention was to hurt me or not. I'd like to let that go and move on, but I would just wanted to hear, I wanted you to hear that I was offended by that. And after this, you won't hear it again.
Next voting process next, and then Ron and John.
I will say this, that from an outsider, you know, coming into this, I was there, as I stated on the website, that I know, right? And so my point is, I was not, first off, I was aware of all the outside stuff that was going on and was not participating, but was consulting. But I did not recommend any bans because, and here's why, because when I came into this, I understood one thing. One name stuck out more than anybody else's for building Facebook. One name stuck out for protecting the movement from the beginning to this point here at ONC. By everybody. I didn't know this guy at all. Okay, so the reality is, I watched Oceanside Occupy, and the media circus that's still going on around it is a liability. It's a fact. It's a liability. So when somebody, specifically Kim Bays, is popping from OSD, and I go find out some interesting information, whether it's hearsay, I take it for half of what it's worth and barely throw that out. And then I'm talking right now. It's my turn right now.
Yeah, but your time's almost up.
Okay. So what?
2 minutes. Everybody has 2 minutes. We have to move on with our agenda.
So when we're sitting here and I'm looking at 75 articles about Kyle Frolander, and then there's Kim Bays sitting in the middle of it all, that's a liability. That is going to come to our home. So my point is that's where I went to that point. And I said that's my position on that matter. If you think it's not going to come over here, it's going to come over here. So.
No, he's the next, and then you are short, and then I'll ask you.
Okay, and can I ask quickly why we're still unstacked for something that we've already gained consensus on and not moved on to the next agenda item?
Because I think there are some unresolved issues here.
Hold on, it's his turn to speak. Let him speak first. Take it out, and we'll do. Anybody else who wants to speak at this point, we're going to close it. Will be himself, Sean, myself, anybody else? 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. 120 seconds.
Okay, first of all, I'm a member of the Peacekeeping Committee, and I would be willing to volunteer if there are 2 other people who would like to join me to try and help resolve these differences with the people who are involved. I think it's time that we rest the personality ship and move on with business here. We've got serious things to do. We're part of a 99% movement that has real issues to deal with, and we need to resolve these. I'm a licensed psychotherapist. I can help with mediation, but I want to see people stop this direct kind of opposition to one another. At some point, we have to put the past in the past and decide how we're going to move forward. People make decisions based on the best information they have at the time they make them. I don't want to make anybody bad guys here, because if we do that, then we only destroy the core of the movement. So we've got to get back to, we absolutely have to get back to our work and resolve these differences once and for all, and decide how we're all going to live together and work together and make this movement a success. That's all I
Sean's
can
next.
say.
Thank you.
I did what I did at the time because I thought it was the best thing for the movement, for what we had worked on so far since October 4th. In no way did I think, shape, or form did I ever think it would come to this. I didn't think that when I use the term ban permanently, that's what they say on Facebook, so that's the term I use. It's never supposed to be a permanent ban. The reason I put down the list of people's names and what they did is because people were starting to say, we want transparency, we want to know the reasons. So I did my best to try and be very articulate and trying to tell you what my reasons were. And that doesn't mean my reasons are right. That just means that that's what I thought was right. So I could still be wrong. But I acted on those because I had no other process in place, and I think that what we're doing here now, we should all be proud of because we're getting past that, building a process that's going to work really well, probably better than any other site in Occupy, if you ask me, seeing how their sites are being taken down and abused so much. So I agree, we need to move into the future. I really like everybody here, and especially Kim, and let's put this stuff behind us, please, and just try not to ever let it happen again. I learned a very hard lesson, and I've got some battle scars from it. Let's move on.
I'm next. We declined to close the points. Okay, but I'll let you, if you have a specific one, directly to what he said.
Well, it's just unclear. Like, I'm going to be reinstated, and you don't have anything against me, but I'm not going to stop going to Occupy Oceanside. So if that's going to be a problem, but that's been.
I'm forgetting everything, Kim. Believe me, I like you a lot.
You haven't stopped talking about me.
No, I'm talking about the issues that we're concerned about. Those concerns will still be there, but you're the only
You guys went on a hunt to OSD when I would be open to any questions anybody has about what has happened down there. And you've never afforded me the same respect that you want, which is to speak in whatever length that you want, whatever length that you want.
All right, guys, we have to get through this. So I'm going to make some point. Really close it. I'll give you one more if you want. But my point is this. OSD's had a number of problems with their administrators of their websites. So what they passed in General Assembly is that there must be a vote amongst the group as to who's the administrators. And at this point right now, the administrative passwords are being handed back to the group so that they can reclaim their community site with 14,000 people. And they've decided that the next General Assembly, they're going to vote as to who has administrative rights and who doesn't. So I would propose that next week, we put it on our agenda to have a discussion and vote on who has administrative rights for the site and who does not. We'll leave it up for next week.
I want to reiterate that if I can get 2 volunteers, I'll be willing to meet at my house with any of the parties that are involved here and try and resolve this and get past the hurt and the pain and all that shit that's driving this issue, because it's important for us. It's important for us to go forward in a way where this hurt feelings and all of that gets resolved, because it just detracts from everything.
All right, are we done? Do we have any more proposals on this committee?
Did we vote to reinstate everybody?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Sorry, I was out.
Has everybody seen the check?
I'm doing that right now.
Yeah, I'll pay for
I'm
mine.
gonna pass
Just
it.
pay for yours.
Just mine?
Just yours, yeah.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what you had.
So
we still have a stack.
And do we need any change?
Has everybody paid yet?
Did anyone need change? No.
Also, I'd like to make our house available to anybody for community business. We live in Carlsbad Village.
Yeah, we can do
it's
community business.
a really good location. Hell, if anybody needs a place to go for that,
All right, Eric, we have to get through this. I need to know, do we have any open proposals at this point?
No, not at this point.
Okay, next committee, please.
Do we need to finish stack for items that we've already
spoken. Yeah, we're kind of abusing the points of process, everybody.
Right.
So let's move on to the next item, next committee.
Point of order. Before we do that, I need to make sure that everybody that was on stack again are willing to get themselves off the stack. Otherwise, I'm breaking a process again. So the first one I have on stack is Eric. Are you willing to
Absolutely not.
Okay. Him with a Y. You're done. Okay. Al, you're done. Myself, I yield the floor with happiness. Ron, you're done. Carol just said it. Sean, do you have anything more to say?
I'm good.
You're good. Okay. And Chris, you're done. All right.
Who's
we have
credit
no
card?
stacks. Please continue.
Exactly. Enjoy it. Thank you all. It was great seeing you all.
If it's
We'll see you next time.
It's $200 bill. How much is the bill?
I would give it at least $35 to $40.
We okay? I'm just going to pass these out because I'm going to have to.
No, you know, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Do we have any other committees? We really got to move on.
Committees, any more committees?
Thank you. In the interest of the fact that most people have to go at this point and we're about to run out of our last half hour, direct action to make their announcements, and then we move to table any outstanding things to the next GA.
All right. Direct action. Really, direct action, we made some flyers. I think everyone's got some. If they want a handful to take for the weekend to hand out, that'd be great. Coincidentally, we've been talking on our committees online, and we came up with the idea of doing the, trying to find a place to show the movie Inside Job and or any others that would kind of enlighten people. So we're in the process of trying to find a local library or something, no money out of our pocket, just to get everyone together maybe and bring a friend to do that, which ended up being kind of the same idea that PR had. So whether we do it large scale or we do it small scale, the action committee is willing to help you facilitate that, and that's it. All right, thank you, action committee.
All right.
Any other committees?
We're meeting on next Thursday at 7 o'clock at TGI Fridays, direct action. Anybody want to
In Carlsbad.
Yeah, Carlsbad.
This Thursday.
Palomar, Airport Road.
I'm sorry. Can I get the specs on that again?
This Thursday, 7 o'clock.
Action committee.
TGI Fridays, Palomar Airport Road, the direct action committee meeting. All are welcome.
Okay. Awesome. That seems to be a wonderful time to play staff meetings.
What time was it? Eric, I didn't hear.
It's Thursday, 7 p.m. at the TGI Fridays. On that.
It's actually very good.
That's where we were getting. So now we have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to table outstanding business and adjourn the meeting. Okay.
All right, and next committee, March committee.
I'm proposing right here just a quick vote. I want to start a March committee, marching, so that we can get marches going every. Well, just permission to do it, to present it, but I want to be able to start a marching committee, and we march for the marchers.
My point of process would be is that should be included in direct action as one committee.
Yeah.
So let's include that. Can we vote to include that in direct action?
Yeah.
Okay, vote yes. No. Abstentions. Hard blocks. All right, you're incorporated into there. Any other committee have urgent announcements? Going once, going twice? Okay, anybody need free speech time?
Well, what was the Solidarity Committee? Because I don't remember that being announced, but it's on our Facebook now. Does there need to be another committee announced?
There's a whole bunch of committees that didn't seem very useful that were created in the process of creating a bunch. If they're there if you want to use them. If not, we can remove them.
So for next week, we know the agenda items are the following. We need a volunteer first to moderate next week. Who has not moderated before? Who would like to moderate? Come Come on, somebody moderate. All right. So Eric will moderate next week. The second thing is we have.
Just say that Eric can't moderate because he's going to have our daughter.
Do we have another volunteer to moderate for next week? There we go. We've got our. Ron.
Awesome.
All right. Yes. We're gonna have free speech.
When you get the free speech, I just want to clarify the flyers I handed out.
Okay.
Let me know.
All right. The second thing is we have for next week's agenda item, we have a discussion on who is empowered to be moderators or not for next week. And is there any other things that we need to put on the agenda for next week?
Well, if we're talking moderators, we should also include no takers and staff.
Right. Yeah, well, we're going to do that new people every time.
I don't care.
Okay, we can do that. That's all fine. I'm over that.
Going for a minute meeting.
That's next week.
Next week, yeah.
Next week.
On the
Yeah.
agenda.
This way we will all have a chance to breathe and then get removed from the stress and all come back next week and feel better. Okay? We're all going to feel better about this. We're all here together.
Do you want to say something? Are you selling those, Sean?
I can't really sell them. I mean, it costs me money if you want them. I figured out it's like $3 every piece of cost.
I did elbow him, and he looked at me with a completely blank look on his face.
What color did you want it? You want red?
So for this point, at this point, you guys are.
One second, Eric, could I please have you, Ron Hermester,
Right now, you have that responsibility until next week.
and
I can tell you
you
right
too.
now, ultimately, what you guys have to do. I'm telling you. I'm not saying it to you. I know, but I know,
Yes, I was going to say that.
We have had, as we have the now rules in the Peacekeeper Committee, we have one request for mediation, and I want to bring it up to the table and set the time and place now. And you have requested mediations, and I think you have absolutely right to do so. And you're a monitor, so is this an acceptable form of streaming the peacekeepers at the point?
I feel the need to recuse myself.
You recuse yourself? Okay. Do we have another peacekeeper anywhere? Who's in the committee?
My wife's on this. My wife's on this.
Yes,
And she's going to be there.
I'll be there. I live with him.
Is this acceptable to all parties?
It's acceptable to me.
Acceptable to you?
Yeah.
Sean? Anyone that leaves the...
It's Sean and Frankie. I don't know if it has to be all three of us together with all three of you.
That's the rules, right? And we need to have 3 peacekeepers, so...
Who's going to be the third? You?
I'm there. You two.
Those are that's 3 people.
Frankie? Good Lord.
I asked for mediation.
There's an email list too.
We can decide that when we get there. I mean, we have to do it.
No, I can do it. My house, you don't have a conflict of interest to help in this?
These people.
She's not like it. He said it won't like this one.
Right, but you have a conflict of interest with your elected official and all.
My relationship with Sean and all is basically non-existent.
And I don't need
But
to be
it's,
on
I mean, if
Hi, I'm Carol.
I think she's
You're the psychotherapist that's going to get us all on track. No, you know, Carol Janko.
Are we setting an appointment now or doing it now? Setting an appointment?
She used to run the Peace Resource Center, so she might have, here's my list, I saw the list.
not right, we're not going to do it right now. I just want to set it time.
Let's have a request for mediation.
Okay.
Nanette, these are the peacekeepers.
Okay.
Eric, who's recused himself, Lynette, Carol Janko, Joelle, Tracy.
Is Ariel on that list?
Sean is on it, Emily is on it, Mark, he just left. Ron, Sandy,
Good.
You just need the majority.
Frankie!
Yeah.
Come on, everybody. Let's get to business.
I'm not a peacekeeper.
No, you're not a peacekeeping. We have a request for mediation between Kim and you two here right now. Okay, we need 3 peacekeepers. Eric has recused himself. We have you're on the committee. I'm volunteering, and Sandy is on the. You two are there. So the first question is: are all parties comfortable with these 3 people? Otherwise, I mean, if anyone thinks that any one of us are too partial to be a part of the committee, say so, and we have to recuse ourselves.
Who are they? I'm recusing myself from this as a
So
peacekeeper,
it will be Sandy, Ron, and myself right now. Unless we decide, any one of you decide that that's not acceptable, then we have to find other people.
We could ask Nanette to do it instead of me.
Lynette?
Nanette's on it.
I feel more comfortable with you.
Well, what about Carol Jankow? Because Carol is a very great. She's really good, easy, going person.
Well, where does she live? Does she live in?
She lives in Encinitas now.
Oh, she does.
She just moved back up
Okay.
here.
All right. Well, I thought we'd have it in my house. If that's okay.
Yeah, I think if you wouldn't mind, it's in Oceanside in the Tri-City area. Is that too far away for everybody? No.
No, it's just south of 78.
And do we agree that everybody from peacekeeping or involved parties should be able to come?
Anyway, well, if
No, I don't think we do.
The team of 3?
Yeah.
Our rules
Okay.
say that observers
But I don't
are
think we
encouraged.
have- I don't think we invite anyone other than the 3 peacekeepers and the people who are have conflict.
Okay with that? And it occurs to me if there's consensus between you guys, if you're all still comfortable with it, it doesn't need to go to the whole peacekeeping, only to the whole peacekeeping
No,
committee
that-
if there's the idea that somebody's going to be.
Well, we've got a quorum of peacekeepers present to vote on that. Do you feel that would serve the process to? go
I'm
ahead and
okay
vote
with,
on that?
listen, personally, I'm going to recuse myself because I have personal feelings about this matter.
Right on.
And I'm not in the group at this point. I've actually removed myself from the group.
Okay.
So, I'm like.
I would argue, however, and this is of course up to everybody to agree on. I realize that
I don't have the happy feeling.
you're 2 people and you're 1 person. So if you want to bring somebody that you feel comfortable with, to feel more comfortable with this mediation, I personally believe you should be allowed to do so. If somebody else thinks that's wrong, that's.
I'm not sure what the purpose for that is.
Oh, are we doing the 2-on-1 mediation session?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we're doing. We're not doing a anybody on any meeting. We're doing a mediation so that everybody can say what they need to say, get the air cleared, and move forward.
Move on.
We're not. This is a one-time meeting that hopefully will finish this whole, so that everybody that feels offended, everybody that can get out what they need to get out, and we can move forward. That's all.
Then I'd like to add myself into to be asking someone who asked for mediation. And I'm recusing myself as a peacekeeper and asking to be participating because I have my own personal issues. So I would like to ask for help. Yes, directly related to the ban.
So she can get clear.
Can I make one point?
Sure.
Can we all promise to go into this that we're doing it so that at the end of the day we can all be friends and so that we're actually resolving this?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that the reason why we're doing this?
That's the purpose. Yeah.
That's the idea.
That's the whole idea.
That's the point.
So is that okay? Let me.
This isn't a 5 against Sean meeting.
No.
I'm not participating in that kind of meeting.
wasn't, but at this point.
I'm asking myself because I was banned
Right.
at one point.
Right, but
No, you were never there.
everybody has a right to express what they're feeling, but not at somebody else's expense.
Now,
That's,
am I in?
I don't know.
I don't know. If she
I-
has a
can-
problem
can
with
we
me, I
do
think it's
the-
a different subject. I didn't ban anybody.
Who has a problem with it?
She does.
No, it's pretty much the two of you saying.
I didn't
the same
ban
stuff.
anybody.
Yeah, but I don't care about being banned. It's
Wait a minute.
it's-
Yes, you do care about being banned. What is it?
naming.
I didn't name anybody. I didn't call anybody. No,
That's
I
for
didn't ban anybody.
mediation.
No,
Left
if
is for
Kim wants you
mediation.
there, she has a
And-
reason, you should respect that. Do you want to do it or not?
If she wants you to be there,
Oh, for the cause, absolutely.
No, because she.
For the movement, but I don't know
named me.
what
Have you put my name in your post?
I put everybody's name in
You
post.
put no. You put Miss Bays and Mr.
That's what I'm saying. Our
Folander.
meeting should happen as separate from the
But
banning
no,
thing.
it's the same core issues
How is
that
it
you.
the same
Because
core?
I'm
No,
part
she's
of
not-
some
she's not
conspiracy theory that you guys have going on between you two.
No,
that-
this is between you and I. This is between you and I. You're mixing up. I didn't ban. I didn't put a
I think we
name.
all